Hello chefs, how's it cooking? Today we are going to cook the easiest, yummiest, and moistest chicken recipe, chicken rice. And you don't need any fancy equipment for this. All you need is what you can see over here. You need a blender, some ladles, some spoons. You don't need a mortar and pestle. You don't need some hooks to hang the chicken and shit. You're cooking at home, guys. Let's keep it simple. Most of the recipes that I have seen on YouTube, these fancy chefs using all these hooks and like mortar and pestle. Like if you don't have a mortar and pestle, just keep it simple. Why do you need to like buy a mortar and pestle just for this kind of specific recipe? And the technique that I'm gonna use today, pretty simple recipe. I kept everything simple to get all the flavors locked in. We're gonna play around this recipe to get all the components of the flavors of a hainanese chicken rice. Alright, first off, I've got this beautiful chicken over here. I've done nothing to it. I've just opened the bag and I put it on a tray. Alright, okay, before we go on to that, I wanna dedicate this video to Jess here. She's the one who commented that she's gonna try this recipe out on my shorts video. Shout out to you. I'm making this recipe for you. Alright, so starting off, yeah, we got the chicken, whole chicken. Let's get the wings unfolded. Let's keep it nice and loose. We don't want them to like stretch out anything. Leave the wings nice and loose over here. Next, we're gonna look for some fat in here. So I'm not gonna use some gloves. I just washed my hands. What you want to do is you want to trim this fat out. Now you're gonna say, what's different from your recipe from the other? You're gonna see it over time. Alright, just trim out the fat. We're gonna use it, same old thing. And then if you see inside, there should be some blood or some guts that's probably left over from the guy who has probably cleaned the chicken. We'll just pull that one out as well. We don't want our broth to have like the blood clot, any of those flavors. We want just like simple chicken flavors. Pull it out. Good to me. There's some blood over here. Just use your hands. You don't need any gloves. You can wash your hands. There. I got most of it out. What I'm gonna do is there's some of it inside. Just gonna rinse it out a little bit in my sink over here. I'm just gonna rinse it out from here as well. Move the chicken to a good pot. That's pretty good. Okay, there's some chicken fat over here. There's some skin. We don't need the skin, we just need the fat part. That's a little bit. I'll move it to the bowl over here. Let's throw that, get rid of that. Okay, before we move on to the pot, I forgot about it. We have to salt the chicken. A good amount of seasoning on the chicken. Back onto the tray, not in the pot. Keep the knife over here. Back onto the tray. What we want to do is we want to salt the chicken nice and evenly. We can put the salt in here, but I prefer to put the salt in here so you know the right amount of salt that you need. You need a little bit more because the broth is going to take the salt away. So what you do is let's grab some salt and give it a generous amount of seasoning. And what you want to do is press with the other hand so it's nice and stuck to the chicken. Let's get some salt inside, some salt on the side, on the other side. That's pretty good. So see, like I've used a good generous amount of salt on the chicken. Okay, let's pop this baby in the pot over here. Nice. The flavoring of the stock. Now, I'm not gonna make any scallion and ginger oil. The reason being back is like the scallion and the ginger is already in the stock. So I want to keep the recipe pretty simple. Get the most flavors of the scallion and ginger over here and the sesame oil recipe in the rice. That's how I'm going to do it. That's how I prefer to do it, especially when I'm cooking at home. I know the right amount of ginger and scallion I would like to have in my dish. The only thing that I will be making separate is the chili sauce. And I'm going to show you a simpler way of making the chili sauce as well without a mortar and pestle. So, say got 3 nice big spring onions. There's some sand over here at the end. So what I'm going to do is just trim that bit out. So let's get rid of that. And then gonna do half. So just smash it into half. And I'm gonna stuff it in the chicken over here. And leave some of it outside. Next, ginger. Let's go get a good size of ginger. For a spoon. There you go. So I'm using a big piece of ginger over here, and also lots of spring onion. The reason being is like I want to hack the flavors of the broth that I'm gonna cook the chicken in order to get those flavors in my rice as well, not requiring a scallion and ginger oil on the side. Pretty good. Just scrape this the scraps out of the way. Now if you don't have a mortar and pestle, you don't need to stress about it. Just slice. Got a ladle over here, you can use whatever you have. Smash the ginger a bit. Smash it with the ladle and you're pretty much good to go. No need to buy a special mortar and pestle to smash the ginger. And there we go, ginger in. Pretty easy, right? I told you, it's a pretty simple recipe. What you want to do next is let's get some water in there. I'm not using hot water, I'm using cold water. We want it to cover the chicken. We want to fill it up to the point we cover the chicken and a little bit more. You can use chicken stock if you have some chicken stock. Okay, that's pretty good. I still feel there's a lot of water in here. Depends how big your pot is. You can season your chicken accordingly, but now that I see the pot and the amount of water, I'm just gonna go ahead with a little bit more. That's it. The flame high. Get the flame nice and high. And now we're gonna wait for the water to boil. We're not gonna close it up yet. Let's just wait for the water to come up to a boil, and then we play from there. Now that chicken is gonna take about 35 to 40 minutes to be prepared. So we get on to the rest of the stuff. We head on to the chili sauce. I've got some bird's eye chili over here, good amount of bird's eye chili. I'm gonna just take out the heads of the chili. Also the chefs on YouTube, they made recipes where they have like all these fancy equipments, or they would buy these fancy equipments just for the video, and then it's just gonna be sitting somewhere in the corner. But when you're cooking at home, you just have to make do with the stuff that you already have. Now in the shorts video, when I made this sauce originally, I just blended this with vinegar, and you can do that too. I'm just going to go a little bit extra. That's the simplest way you can make a nice chili sauce. Chili, vinegar, some sugar in it, perfect. That's all you need. But this time I'm gonna add some lime instead of like vinegar. So I don't want to waste the lime zest on it, so I'm gonna get some lime zest out of here as much as I can. I don't want to waste anything today. Generally I have a microplane. I cannot find it today, hence I have to use the microplane on my grater. And that's good enough. We can make that, use that one. I'm gonna just put it on the side so we can put it later on our sauce. Chicken is slowly coming up to temp. The reason why I started off with cold water is I find like when I cook the chicken starting off with cold water and bring it up to a boil, you get a more evenly cooked chicken, number one, and the breast is not too dry. That's the main point why I started off with cold water. Let's hop onto the sauce again. Yeah, let's get back to the sauce. So chili, has some lime over there, but this should be enough. Let's cut the lime into half, squeeze some lime in here. Now you're gonna be asking me, Chef, hey chef, how much sauce should I use? How much chili should I use? How much sugar should I use? Hey, don't overcomplicate stuff. Just go according to the flavors. Just blend some sauce up. If you want to add some more lime, add some more lime. If you want to add some more sugar, add some more sugar. If you want to add some more salt, that's how home cooking should be done. You don't need any specific grams until and unless you're cooking something specific for a group of guests, or you're trying to be doing some professional cooking. I'm not trying to show you guys how to do some professional cooking over here. Just trying to show how to cook some good chicken and rice. Okay, I used up all the lime. Get rid of that. It's pretty spicy, so I think one teaspoon of sugar should do. Now I can add some garlic in here, but I just want to blend it and see how it is, and then we can add the garlic if we need the garlic. So yes, so lock it in. Let's get this spring onion out of the way. So let's lock it in. Let's lock it in and blend it. Now what I've got here is a very dry, pasty kind of chunks. I need some moisture in here to get it all going. I'm gonna add some vinegar to get things moving a little bit, and some sugar. It's damn spicy, guys. I underestimated the amount of chilies that I use. That's how you should do it. Taste, and whatever suits you. Whatever suits me should not. Probably my palate is much different from other people, so whatever suits you might not suit me. Whatever suits you, so it suits me, might not suit you. Whew. That looks so much better. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, the whiff of it is too spicy. Let's give it a try just a little bit. That's pretty good. That's a lot of sauce, guys. You can use it for later, for anything else you would like to use it later on. Good amount of sugar. Depends how much sugar you need. Depends on everybody's spice level, how spicy they would want stuff. And then I got this lime zest that I'm just gonna put it over here, make it nice and pretty. There you go. Looks like some caviar on top of, looks like a gazpacho or probably something like that. Okay, sauce is ready. Let's jump on to the rice part now. I would generally prefer to use a red onion rather than a brown onion, but I didn't realize my girlfriend used up the last left red onion that I had this afternoon for lunch. So no worries, I'm gonna just use the brown onion instead. Brown onion, just half an onion should do. Let's peel the onion off. No, like I've seen many of the chefs, they use echallots. Hey, you can use echallots too. Whatever fits your budget, guys. Whatever you like, whatever onion you like, guys. You can play around with the recipe, however you like to. Dice the onion nice and fine. As fine as you can go. We want the onion nice and soft and like nice and blended with the rice. Some nice brunoise onion we got over here. Of course, as I said, I prefer red onion rather than brown onion, but I got this, so we'll make it work. Nothing is gonna stop us from making some good content and some good food. Next, some garlic as well. Smash it, and some nice chunks, brunoise as well. See, the reason why I'm putting the amount of garlic that I'm putting in here is because I've not used any garlic in the sauce that I've used, neither I've used any garlic in the broth that I'm gonna use. I want a good garlic rice. You add garlic in the rice, you add garlic in the chicken, you add garlic in the sauce, you add ginger in the sauce. Why do we need to overcomplicate stuff already? Just let the flavors come together because you're gonna eat everything all together anyways. Okay, my stock, my broth is boiling. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna turn the heat to low. Let's skim off the impurities. That's gonna make your chicken and your broth nice and clear, nice and pure. I'm gonna leave it on simmer for, let's say, about 10 minutes. And then turn off the heat and close it up. It's gonna cook with the residual heat that it has already. And you don't believe me? Watch out for my end result. Don't want the hainanese chicken to be really dry as well. So here you go. Garlic is nice and chopped. Onion is nice and chopped. You don't need anything else. Let's get the pot for the rice. That's my pot for the rice. Get the onion and the garlic in the pot. The onion is in. Now I'm gonna add some sesame oil to cook the onion. See, I'm not making a scallion and ginger oil. The sesame oil that goes in the scallion and ginger oil, I'm adding it into my rice. Also, don't forget this little piece of chicken fat that we got rid of from the chicken. I'll put it in there. Give some extra flavor. Onto the rice. I've got some Korean rice here. You can use whatever rice you have at home, or you can buy whichever rice suits you best. I'm going with this one. So let's say I'm gonna go with one cup of rice, 1.5 cup of rice. Let's do 1.5. That's 1.5 cup of rice in there. Give it a good stir. Now what I'm gonna do is, like, I'm gonna move this pot behind and get the rice cooking in the front so that it's easier for me to get it cooking. That's hot. Let's get the stove behind on. The stove behind. Okay, that's on. Next, high heat. Let's make some risotto. Oh, sorry, I mean chicken rice. So yeah, the reason I put the garlic, the rice, and this, I want to fry this all together. I don't want to overcook any one of them by adding them one by one. I want to cook them all, just get them slightly toasted, and then we add the water. Ooh, I think I did a mistake over here. The pot looks a bit small. Let's see. Done. The chicken with some of the heat. The rice is nice and toasted. Nice and toasted over here, along with the sesame, garlic, and onion, nice and translucent. Now we're gonna add the chicken stock to the rice. Now you're gonna ask me, how much chicken stock do I need to add in the rice, chef? I tell you what, just follow. I'm gonna say, generally I would say, like, stick your finger into it, but you're gonna definitely burn your finger. So I think you're very well off just going according to what's written on the bag of rice. On my bag of rice it says 1.5 cup of rice. You should go with 2 cups of water. I'm going with chicken stock. There you go. There you go. 2 cups in. The stock is already boiling, so I don't need to wait for it to boil. I'm just gonna put a lid on it and leave it on low heat. I prefer to put it on a low heat on the stove, on this small stove over here, because it's not too harsh of a heat in the first place. With the chicken, let's move it ahead. It's not done yet, but by the time our rice is done, our chicken should be done. So 10 minutes, for 10 minutes, let it sit in the hot stock. And what you want to do is let the residual heat of the stock and the pot cook the chicken. Be back in 20 minutes. 20 minutes, everything is ready to go. Okay, I'm gonna clean up. Okay, sounds like our chicken and our rice is ready to go. Let's check it out though. Rice, ooh, looks good. Let's get a taste test to see if we need to add any more sesame oil or something. That's pretty good. A little bit salt could do. This is the chicken. Alright, look at that beautiful chicken over there. Now if you want to know if the chicken is cooked or not, you can use a thermometer. If you don't have a thermometer, you can use a chopstick. Now I'm just gonna poke it till the bone over here, and if there's any blood coming out, that means it's still raw. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good to me. Let's pull it out and let's carve it up. Get the chicken in the bowl, ready to go. Just let it cool down a little bit and then you can carve it straight away and put it on the rice. Just tilt out the chicken in the sink. That gets like the extra hot stock that's in between the inside the chicken. Let's put the chicken on the chopping board over here. Pop it in there. Let's get the rice on the plate. It goes. Put the rice down here. We can start off with the leg. Look at that. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're cooking it for home, but there you go. Just follow the oyster. There you go. One chicken leg. Next one. Slice the breast in the between. Oh, this one over here. Slice the breast in the between. Chef hands. There you go. Just throw the wing bone. And there you have a nice juicy breast. Let's move this rest of the chicken over here. So, there. Look at that. If you like the wing, just twist it. There you go. As well. Now you want to slice it nice and thin. Look at that chicken. Not too dry. Nice and juicy. You always want your breast to be nice and juicy. And the cooking way I've shown you is the best method to cook your chicken. Trust me. It's not gonna overcook your chicken breast. Just gonna leave it nice and moist. And there you go. We'll move this onto our plate. See, it's cooked nice. So let's dive in. Chicken, some chili sauce, and rice. One bite. The flavor on this one, amazing. On the next one, chefs. See you later.